I love it. Anyway, we're on live on YouTube. Zulma Gonzalez, this mic is all yours.
Aha, thankful Thursday, family. A thankful Thursday, family. Glad you said that, Lynn, because I don't have any slides today either. Well, well, no, I don't. Or maybe I do. I don't know. I don't know. Unplanned, unscripted, on everything. I'm getting a load of emails this morning of things that I'm supposed to do, and make sure you check this email. And we have this meeting. No, we don't, because I wasn't informed before 6 a.m. about a meeting today. That's wrong. And so I'm having these feelings. Which have me feeling a little bit rushed and pressed, and I spent these last couple of hours have been may very well be the busiest day, the busiest hours of my life. I mean, the busiest hours of my day today, um, and that's fine. Um, Needed to talk with someone who was having some feelings of um, less than, and a good friend of mine. And anyway, um, I have not. I'm just comfortably dressed in my home stuff. Didn't put on any nothing. I'm here though. Mwah. Knowing that the form doesn't matter, but the content does. So um, as the spirit leads, so it will be. Um, Today is Juneteenth, and for those who don't know what that means, that um, the Emancipation Proclamation had been signed and all that, and supposedly the people of color were allowed to be free. I say supposedly because there are stories around that too, but it was a couple of years later. That was in 1863. It took another couple of years before Texas found out about it. Galveston, Texas found out about it, and then it was official that that all people of color were free. And I even say that, you know, we see what life is even today, so we don't really know. Um, I don't. I know what it means. I know what it means because I'm a body and I am free. I know that. Um, but something as simple as being given emails and being told, you're supposed to be here at this time, you're supposed to be there at that time, and that doesn't feel like freedom to me. I'm laughing at what Lynn said about when she first came here, and Dove was, trying to encouraging her to just really just be. And that's really what it is. I am burning up. I don't have, I didn't turn the air conditioner on, and the overhead is not high enough. So I am going to turn it up a little higher in a moment. But anyway, um, um, being encouraged, and that feeling of being told, and in that feeling of being told, there's a sense of nervousness. Um, what they call it, imposter syndrome, they call it, where you feel like, well, no, I can't do that. I mean, you have a faith in me that I don't have. Um, and that feeling of being told that you should do this. You should do this. You are capable of doing this. I have no idea what that has to do with Juneteenth. I don't know why I did that. Why my mind went that way. Um, um, the gift of choice, recognizing the gift of choice. Um, in form, some people are told they have a choice, but when they attempt to uh, assert that, others seem to get in the way. And now I understand that it's all working together for the good. I do understand that. But in the moment that things are occurring, things feel pretty messed up. It feels pretty messed up. Um, a prime example is my friend. She her grandson's graduation is this weekend in Rochester, New York. She's here in Philadelphia, and she's going to drive up and all that. Well, her ex-husband's brother had made his transition sometime, just not so very long ago, and she had gone to the hospital to see him. And um, short version of the story, um, she was told that she stepped on some toes, which basically would be the ex-husband's wife. Um, I'm not sure why. I know this woman's heart, but that's neither here nor there. That woman's the ex, rather the new wife's sense of insecurity, her own feeling of lack of worth, um, has made her uncomfortable, which is what I was trying to explain to my friend, that it's not, she did not cause that woman to feel uncomfortable. That woman's thoughts have caused her to feel uncomfortable. Nevertheless, my friend was asked to uh, participate in the first part of the day's festivities, and then to leave so that then the ex-husband and his wife can go to the second half. And she feels slighted. She feels left out because it's after the graduation that they all as a family go out to dinner and all that. Um, and what she called me this morning when we talked this morning. She it was because she was feeling some resentment and she wanted to talk about that. She was having, and it's funny when she said, just a tiny, it's a cobweb of resentment. And I said, well, yeah, but there are no small upsets. They're all equally disturbing. And she laughed. She says, oh, I've got the right one on the phone. We laughed about that. But nonetheless, things happen in form that feel like uh, we're not free. The feelings of what we responsible, being responsible. She's And in this case, she did agree to do this, to not stay for afterwards. But she feels bad about it. And early in the course, it talks about uh, sometimes we do things, but we don't want to do. We do things and we don't want to do them, and that conflict, it feels like we're sacrificing. That's a feeling of sacrifice. I want to do this, but I'm not, because of what somebody else. Um, and We talked about possible ways to get around that, but I certainly didn't say. I certainly didn't give her any advice. I just said what I would do. Um, and I told her clearly, and I'm not suggesting that you do that. I'm just telling you what I would do. And then I gave her a similar situation and how that worked out. But it was similar, not same. We oftentimes are put in situations. No, we oftentimes are in situations. We're not put in situations. We are exactly where we're supposed to be. But oftentimes we are in situations and we have to make decisions. And a reminder that decisions are continuous. So because decisions are continuous, we um, we just never know. We just never ever know. We never know. Um, so yeah, yeah. So I came with no slides today, or I was looking at something earlier in the week, and then I stopped, and I even put June 19th. Oh yeah, I have a slide. I have a slide that says that this is A Course in Miracles meets Science of Mind and Other Metaphysical Teachings. Um, and and we've been doing this now since in this form, in this fashion, since November of I think it's November, October, a year and a half now. It's been quite a bit of time now that we've been doing this, and loving it, loving it, loving it. And I too want to give thanks to Dove, because had it not been for him, he would say, just trust, because Dove was looking beyond the body, and Dove had no idea as to how we would present if that was a thing. He didn't care about that. He just, if you let the spirit let the spirit be the guide. It doesn't matter. However it comes, it comes. And that's that. Go ahead, Gloria, and hi, my love.
Good morning, Zulma. Good morning, everyone. Glad to be here with you today. Yeah, as that conversation about Dove, I think we can all move into that place of appreciation for his ministry, which is one of being a shepherd, and joining us all together here and encouraging everyone to speak and to allow spirit to move through us. And that's really what it comes down to when we're teaching. Everyone is equal because when we're listening to that still small voice, to the thoughts of God, we're one because we're listening to enlightened consciousness. And that's the goal. And I think everyone knows that's my whole message is getting this, moving into that space where we move into that inner communion with spirit, with the higher mind, and we have developed this communication link where we can listen and be receptive to the impartations given us. But I just love it because all beliefs that lead to progress should be honored. So everyone's honored on this level and encouraged to move into that place where we are listening to the appointed friend, which is the Holy Spirit, the higher self, our mind that remembers God. And I like what you said there about freedom, Zoma. And I will share this personal, that I was in contemplation and I was thinking about freedom. And what came to me was very succinctly and clearly, the choice you always make is between fear and stillness. And the only escape from this world is in that quiet mind of receptivity. So, when we recognize that every projected thought that we have is separation, which is fear, we're being called back to that quiet mind, which to me is the portal to the kingdom of God, to our experience as that spirit of God, as the Christ consciousness. Thanks so much for letting me share.
Mm, Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for that. Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness. I had the privilege of, uh, thank you so much for that, Gloria. I had the privilege of working with a woman, actually, first time with a woman, um, yesterday, and just for a few hours, had 7 hours with her. And she is uh, 91 years old, and her mind, her mind is sharper than, ooh, oh my God, very precise and very particular. And, and I thought, oh, when I grow up, I want to be like that. Everything just so, and to tell me exactly where things were. Now she's unable to walk, but able to everything, just so. And it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. Anyway, she's a very devout, fundamental Christian. And but she kept saying, where would I be without God? And we can certainly agree with that. I said, where could we be without God? There's no place to be without God, because there's no place, as they say in Science of Mind, there is no spot where God is not. There is no spot where God is not. She kept talking about hearing this woman engaging with God. We had such a good time. I listened to some of the songs she started singing, and oh, we had such a good time. And then we'd have conversation in between. It was phenomenal. I had an opportunity, and we never know what anything is for. We never know what anything is for. I had agreed the day before to go and be at this home at 7 a.m. yesterday, and they wanted me to work 12 hours. No, absolutely not. I'm not leaving Lovable for that long. Um, uh, but for 7 hours, and um, but it was absolutely wonderful. I there's a particular minister that she likes to listen to, and I'm listening to him, and I was able to the message his message was clear. His message was clear that we're walking around in fear. We can call it the enemy, walking around in fear. He said, Satan's not this thing walking around with a red suit on. Don't be fooled. This is the fundamental Christian minister, and I was glad to hear, his approach, an elder gentleman. Um, it said it's your mind. It's we let our minds wander. We forget. We don't choose to remember, you know, the power of God, and that power is within. Oh, the message was clear. And we so it was just a great time with this lady. She just continually and continually kept talking about the goodness of God, how about her faith in God. Now, I would say the faith of God. We have, we have the faith of God because we are that. Um, so we're not putting our faith in something out there, but we have the faith of God because we are that. We are what God is. Uh, but just listening to her, it was just so refreshing. It was so refreshing. It's interesting, translating it a little bit, because as she's talking about in, and I'm saying of, I'm literally translating, um, but certainly not trying to tell her anything, trying to tell her faith of God, no, not faith in God. I would never ever do that. Um, that woman's faith is strong, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that she chooses a denomination or that none of that matters. There are no denominations in God. There is no separation. The message was clear throughout. God is. And because God is, we are. Period. It was absolutely phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. So uh cheers to that lady whose name I can't mention, that all that HIPAA stuff. But uh, just phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. It was great. So I do want to look at well, let's talk about some of our usual, what I find necessary, minding our mind, um, quotes that can't find that either. I'm not putting anything up on the screen. Yeah, well, maybe I will put just that one up on the screen. The usual one about minding our mind. As soon as I find it. I thought I had this. I haven't used the um computer actually at all for anything because, as I mentioned, I've broken the screen. It's still broken, and it's just the crack is just moving right along. It's just a matter of time. I'm going to have to put it in the shop, but for whatever the reason, God said you need this thing. Um, it had shut down and it came back up, and it's working fine. And I'm certainly not going to argue with that. I'm trusting. Um, yeah. Patience, patience, patience. The course teaches that infinite patience produces immediate effects. If we're infinitely patient, there's immediate effects because everything is now. When our choice of when we were choosing impatience, we're looking into the future, and we're looking as if something is so far off in the future. But the fact is, because it's all now and it's always now, always now. Um, we because it's always now. Oh, that's not going to work. Because it's always now, there is no need to be impatient because it's always now. What is there to be impatient of? Now or now or now? you know? So, all right. Um, this slide that I just a reminder that we should daily train our thoughts to recognize the spirit. We should daily train our thought to recognize the spirit in everything we do, say, or think. And I had this conversation with someone yesterday too. I'm taking a class called The Mystical Path, which started out for me really slow. I'm like, I'm not reading this book. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Um, and then as started getting into it, That's not the name of that's not the title of the book, that's the title of the class. I've started finding more and more reasons to read the book. Anyway, and it talks about the important, one of my classmates had called yesterday, and it turned out that sh she's, let me take the screen down. She's listening to somebody's message in the morning. It's a 7-minute message, and she's doing a daily reading, and it ends right there. If I were to ask her a couple hours later, what was the what was that? What was it that you read about, or what was it that you heard? She wouldn't be able to tell me. And the reason is because there's a difference, a total difference between, in the Bible is written, be a doer of the word and not just a hearer. And it goes on to say that the person who is just a hearer of the word and not a doer is like someone who looks in the mirror and then walks away and forgets how they look. Same thing. It's one thing to read this course or any of our teachings, any spiritual teaching, any teaching, read anything. It's one thing to read it. It's another thing to study it. But it's a whole other thing still to practice it. It doesn't matter how many words we memorize. It doesn't matter how many speakers we listen to. Oh, that speaker, that's just the best one. I subscribe to no particular, and I've said it, I was telling somebody that a couple weeks ago. I subscribe to no particular speaker, author. I can't, because that is idol worship. That's idol worship. I love listening to, now I'm listening, not just reading, Joel Goldsmith. Love listening and reading Joel Goldsmith. Love listening and reading Ken Wapnick. Love listening and reading, or love reading the Bible. Love reading A Course in Miracles. Love reading Science of Mind. Love listening to Ernest Holmes. Love Raymond Charles Barker. Love Florence Shin. And this can go on and on and on. I refuse to ascribe to any one, only the one, and it's all incorporated in it. Anyway, this woman is not practicing. Yes, Gloria, and we listen and then make the truth, capital T truth, our own. Yes, which is why you can't, nobody can tell me that, that me using the course, when I talk about things of value, that I'm talking about the tangible things, tangible possessions, not necessarily people. I don't have a problem with that. That's not my problem. I'm not attached that way to people. But the situation with Lovable did give me something to think about, to remember to be connected but not attached. So that was just another lesson. It's been a lesson for me. But for me, with the course, after the initial getting past that thing with Mom, that's so dead. That is such a dead issue. Oh my God. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing to think that as passionately as my love is, that's how passionate hate used to be for me. Oh my. Talk about pain. Talk about pain. But that's gone. And it applies to no one. Hate in my life applies to no one. Heavy anger in my life applies to no one. No one. Now, for some people, that's their issue. We all have a thing. I always say that. We all have a thing. And I don't judge me, and I won't judge you, because my thing is different than yours and your thing is different than mine. It is what it is. Mine is material possessions. So, but I did have someone who thought they knew where is it? What did Ralph Waldo Emerson said, that there's always those who think that they know what you ought to do better than you. But because there was someone who attempted to tell me that the way I was using the course, I was using the course for the wrong reason. Yeah, I wanted to ask, well, what are you using it for? Judgment? Anyway, um, but the key altogether is about practice, practice, practice. And my simple example is always about the alphabet. You don't learn all 26 at one time. It's A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, and then you add the D but and then sometimes you might go A, B, D, and you have to go back again, and that's okay. It's all part of the process. We have to trust this process. And the process is based on continuous decisions, continuous decisions, continuous decisions. So the quote by Ernest Holmes, we should daily train our thought to recognize the spirit in everything we do, say, or think. There is no other way. To try any other way would be to make a complete failure. And I brought that up about that woman because she's not practicing. She's not practicing. She's not recognizing, as the next quote from the course says, that this is all mind training. And that all learning, if you're really going to learn this, that it involves attention. It involves attention, the habit of engaging with God, the habit of engaging with God, that it involves attention. Because an untrained mind can accomplish nothing. I can't do something if I don't know nothing. I can't, I said it, I can't do something if I don't know nothing. If I know nothing, I can't apply. I will apply what I know, and that's nothing. And in truth, capital T, truth, to capital T, truth, really don't know anything because I only have this moment. This is it keeps making more and more and more sense when we say that we don't know anything. I don't know what I'm gonna say a minute from now. I don't know what I'm gonna say 10 seconds from now. I don't know. It's all just flowing. But the last flow, that's gone. That came to pass, it's past. This moment, it's always just now. It's always just now. That is sometimes a very hard thing to grasp. In the talk I gave, um, Karen, I heard I hear you pass that out. Thank you so much. I gotten someone had let me know that they had heard it, and I didn't know how they had heard it. I heard that you shared it. Thank you, my love. Um, but the talk I gave June 8th at the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, my topic was it's all right now. It's all right now. That was my third point, that it's always right now. My second point was that it's all right. It has to be. It's all God. What could you not accept? We're taught if we knew that everything, past, present, and to come, was gently planned by one whose only purpose is our good. So it's all right. My first point was that it's all. That God is all. God is all there is. That's all. But that last point, that it's all right now. This moment, this moment, this moment. It's always just this moment, which is why there's nothing to hold on to. That's why there's no reason if we want peace to hold on to something that's already gone. What does the course teach? That you really can't hold on to what's already gone. And if you are in pain, I'm talking to anybody listening here, anybody who can hear me, anybody who can't hear me. If we are in pain, it's because we think that we are holding on to a situation that has already passed. And that the Course calls a shadowy figure. These shadowy figures of the past, the Course says, are precisely what we must escape. They are not real. That's in the section called The Function of Time, chapter 13. That's where I first discovered what salvation was. That was my first moment of being able to let go, to realize that I had been holding on. I thought that I was holding on to something that wasn't there. And just choosing to be in the moment gave me a peace and a freedom. It gave me a sense of understanding what love is. It helped me remove the block. It helped me see my mother for the person that she actually was, rather than the person I thought she should be. And as the Course teaches, the form may be different, but the content is the same. So when I was able to let that go about mommy, I don't hold on to it about anybody. I can't hate. I'm so happy to be able to say, I can't hate, can't stay angry. Oh, that doesn't feel good. As you hear, as you know, it's passionate with me. It's just the way it is. It's passionate. And so when I'm feeling good, that's why tears flow. It's so much that my body can't hold it. It has to come out. I have to emote. I can't help it. I can't help it. And I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm not, because you guys know I'm just a crybaby, and I'm proud to be a crybaby. But by the same token, when something bothers me, yes, Karen, hell is holding on to the past. Hell is holding on, trying to hold on to something that's not even there. That's the thing. There is no past. There's only now. God is now. God is not a God of a was. God is a God of the is. The isness thing. What's that? Isness is our business. Isness is our business. It's God is an is. God is not a was. Whatever those situations where that happen, find the lesson in it. Be grateful for it. We're taught in everything, give thanks. Be grateful for it and let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Just let it go. It's not there. It's not there. I want to say hi to people. Let me do this. Lindy, Gloria, Lynn, Karen, Mickey, Sharon, iPhone. I'm going to assume that that's Sharon, but I don't know. Dove, Carrie, thank you. Katia, I'm assuming you're out there in the ethers listening. Yeah, it is.
Hey, girlfriend. Hal holding on to the past. Yeah, I love it
Glad
when
to be.
everybody's on Thursday. It's such a good experience. It really is.
Thank you. Oh, good to see my peeps. Good to see my peeps. Thank you, family. Thank you. Um, uh, but yeah, so uh, holding on to what? What are, I always say, if you're holding a grudge, then let me see it. Can you show it to me? You can't show it to me because it's not there. Be willing to let that pain go. Is that not what insanity is? I'm choosing to keep doing the same thing over and over, and I want a different result. I want that pain to go away. I keep telling myself I'm not. This is not the really me saying, but saying to myself, oh well, that may apply to this situation, and we're talking about the Course, or we're talking about Science of Mind, or we're talking about the Infinite Way, or we're talking about any of these wonderful and beautiful metaphysical teachings. But in real life, some people say. But the situation with that family member, or the situation with that job, that coworker, or the situation over here, or that that's still that's different. No, it's not. The form is different, but the content is the same. There is no spot where God is not. There is no spot where love is not. There is no spot where truth is not. There is no spot where reality is not. And to focus on things that have already come and gone is not reality. We're wasting now focusing on a period of time that's already gone. And it takes practice and practice and practice. And when the thought comes, be willing to change, replace that thought. We call that atonement in the Course in Miracles. We just simply call it changing our mind, changing our thinking, changing our life, to turn away. Dr. Ernest Holmes says, turn away from the condition, turn away from it, turn away from it, replace it. Zig Ziglar said, the good, the clean, the pure, the powerful, and the positive. Think about the good, the clean, the pure, the powerful, and the positive. Be anxious for nothing is how it reads both in the Bible and in the Course. No need to worry, no need, because this moment is the only moment there is. Now, when I came on screen, when I came in here to Zoom, he was flustered about this email and this to do and that to do and the timing of this and why wasn't, why am I getting an email at 6 o'clock in the morning to be told that I'm supposed to be at a meeting at 12? No, and then a text message at 9 o'clock to be told instead of 12:01. Tell you what, I won't be there, and I let it go. But I came in here flustered and my little, all these thoughts, thinking about all these things and how am I going to work it out? And really, I could, not do the other thing I had planned to do and be there because I said, because I said I would. Yeah, but it didn't, no. This moment is all there is. In fact, I have no idea what time it is. Let me keep track of time here. Okay. This moment is all there is. And we call it time. But if I had not just looked at my phone to see what life calls time, what human form calls time, if I had not just looked at my watch, I wouldn't know what time it was. It's just eternity. It just keeps on going. It just keeps on going. It just keeps on going. The Course even says always has no direction. Always has no direction. It's always now. Now. Now, when I looked at the time, it said 10:11, and I'll look at it again, maybe a few minutes, and it'll say 10:13, 10:14, 10:15, but it won't feel any different. It won't feel a bit different. And Lindy says that's been happening to her lately. Losing track of time, and you're not losing time because there is no time. That's the thing. That's the thing. The good thing is to be able to, when you can remember that it's all God. It's all just a God moment. Every moment is a God moment, and that in every moment, we are making decisions about what we're doing in that moment, what's happening in that moment. Missing whole days. That's funny. That's what retirement did for me. Oh my gosh. My mommy used to, as she was getting older, had gotten to the point where every time I asked her what day it was, she'd say as a question, Domingo? Sunday? Every time, no matter what day, no matter when I asked, she always said, Domingo? Oh man. Oh gosh, those became some of the greatest memories of my life. And to think those memories would never have occurred had I decided to hold on to who I thought she was supposed to be. How I thought it was supposed to be. Lynn says that's how she does everything now. She just flows from one situation to another. Yeah. But trust me, at 9:15 every Thursday morning, the alarm goes off on my phone. uh, because we have to be out here. We're out here with the rest of the physical world. We've chosen to be here, but we put ourselves in a position to don't like the sound of these words, abide by their rules, the rules that we've made up 24 hours in a day, Thursday morning, 9:30 to 11 a.m. Eastern time. Well, it's Eastern for me. It's not. Love you, Karen. See you soon. Um, it's Eastern for me. It's not Eastern for somebody somewhere else. Again, there is no time. It can really, if you really start to look at it, even from a tangible perspective, while it's 10 something here, it's 7 a.m., 7 something in California on the West Coast. Well, for Lynn, what time is it where you are? What time is it in Oregon? Is it 7? Are you on Pacific time? I think Lynn
I,
is on Pacific
I am on Mountain Time, so
Mountain time.
it's 8:15 right now.
2 hours. Okay.
My day starts at 6:30, or my programming starts at 6:30. My day starts at 5 or 5:30. So, but yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I was saying. It just goes. I don't even know. I do not have an alarm. I have no alarms. I wake up when it's time and I get up and I'm going. And I walk in here, it's time. I click on this, it's time. I don't even, I'll look at the clock and be stunned. Oh, yeah, okay, it's 6:30, all right. I don't even pay attention to it. So it is, it's amazing to me because otherwise I would be a mess. If I thought I had somehow or the other to be in charge of it, I'd be a mess. And I'm a mess anyway, but not that way. So anyway, I'll let you have it back.
I love it. Now, see, I've tried that. They say, you lay down and you tell yourself and what happens is that I wake up earlier, an hour or two earlier. I wake up earlier and then I'll find something to do. See, I love my little brain. I'll find something to do and get focused on it, pull out a book. I'm in it. Find something on the computer, on a Kindle on the computer or something. I'm in it. Work on a slide, and next thing I know, the time that I was supposed to get up has come. So I can't. I still have to set the alarm, even though, again, I just wake up earlier. So Dr. Ernest Holmes teaches us that to learn how to think is to learn how to live, and and the constant reminder that every response we make is determined by what we think we are. What we think we are and what we want to be must determine every response we make. Everything, every movement, every moment, everything that you do, that you think, that you feel, is determined by what you think you are. Think you're a body? Woe is me. Woe is me. Woe is me. And granted, that's not saying that things don't happen in the body. Oh my God. My knee is still bothering me from when Lovable, attached his teeth to it. Still bothering me. It's tight and blah 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 blah. And I'm doing the massaging my knee, and I bought an aloe plant. I'm putting aloe on it. Oh, all kind of stuff. I have war wounds here from the first bite that and it's keloiding, so it's starting to it's coming up out the skin. And so it is. When I'm in the car, I have to put something, across for the seatbelt because if I can't that they can't touch me. Ew. I'm actually holding the seatbelt sometime because I need something to cover
And do you
body
ever
stuff.
ask why in that particular place where the seatbelt is going to bother me? Why couldn't it have been my shoulder, my elbow, my some? But no, that place, there's a reason for that. And, whatever that is, I mean, we don't need to know, but just recognize every time you notice it, hey, this is my message. This is a message to you.
But I'll tell you what, I have no regrets because what happened since I didn't realize that he was having the experience he was having, and I choose not to say the word too often because I know that he can hear me. I know he can feel it. You know what I mean? We're one. Um, But when that was happening, I didn't know that that's what was happening. So I thought that I was because I usually often grab him and bring him here. So what I did, he said, I want to get as close to you as I possibly can. So he stuck his teeth in. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what this is. This is what this is or will be a reminder of. But thank you for that, Lynn. I don't know what anything is for. I don't know what anything for. I can think I know. I can have some ideas, but some of those ideas are going to make me sad. Because most often we go to the sad place first. We do. Um, Fortunately, what's good about that is that we know now that we can choose another way. We can choose once again. I'm looking at a slide from the Bible. It says, "Be anxious for nothing, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds." And then Emmett Fox says, "There is really no need for man to have trouble, because if he will only seek God first, the trouble need never come." And then from the chorus, "I need be anxious over nothing, for your voice will tell me what to do and where to go, to whom to speak and what to say to him, what thoughts to think, what words to give the world. The safety that I bring is given me. I'm always safe. I'm always, always, always safe." I had some slides. I did have a couple slides. And I think I'm looking in the wrong direction for them. Oh. Um, Neville Goddard wrote, and I'm moving around. I saw this line the other day. I don't Whether the world calls it suicide or not, every death is a suicide, because there is no one else to take it from me, even though he shoots me. Ah, we know where this is going. No matter what he does to me, it's only myself, because we are all partakers, quote, partakers of the one divine nature, close quote. We are all coexistent with God, and God and man are inseparable. They are one. That was Neville Goddard eons ago. And then the Course backs that up with, "No one can suffer loss unless it be his own decision. No one suffers pain except his choice elects the state for him. No one can grieve, nor fear, nor think him sick unless these are the outcomes that he wants. And no one dies without his own consent. Nothing occurs but represents your wish." Now, see, I want to pause here. That doesn't mean that I wanted my dog to bite me. That doesn't mean that. No, 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 no. But there's something in the experience, something in that whole experience. Well, as I've said, the experience, the whole experience overall, just reminds me that I am connected, but not attached, because that form can go away. And I need to make sure, through practice, 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 that I don't make that form an idol, so that I don't, quote, lose my mind if something, you know what I mean? That, all that. So, and no one dies without his own consent. Nothing occurs but represents your wish, and nothing is omitted that you choose. Here is your world, complete in all complete in all details. Here is its whole reality for you, and it is only here salvation is. That's the key, to realize that the my choice to be saved is my choice. The truth is that only I can do this. Only I can do this. Only I can do this. There's nothing out there that's going to save me. Nothing out there that's going to save me. Nothing out there that can make me feel, nothing out there that can make me this or make me that. In fact, in the course it reads, it is but your thoughts that bring you fear, and your deliverance depends on you. My deliverance depends on me. What I choose. What's it going to be? My decisions are continuous. What it's going to be this moment might not be what I make it the next moment. What I'm thinking right now might not be what I'm thinking later. I might sit here and laugh about or laugh about Lynn waking up right on time, and then the next moment I can go into the ego place, feeling jealous for the fact that she can do it, that she can do it and I can't. Sure, I can. I just don't know that I can, or at least don't believe that I can. She knows it. Um,
I don't know it, Zoma. The Holy Spirit wakes me up.
Oh, that's
I
that's
don't
the
know it.
I mean. Oh,
If
no, I
if
don't
I
mean you,
had
Lynn.
no, yeah, serious. If I had a choice, I'd be sleeping on. But the Holy
Okay.
Spirit just like, got to go, Lynn, upstairs now, here, do this. Honestly, that is absolutely the way it works for me. And it is the craziest thing because, it's like I'm literally hearing, this is it, get going. And because I asked him to. Anyways, back
Yeah.
to you.
Which is why I wake up earlier. I mean, it never fails. I don't oversleep. That doesn't happen anymore. Used to, but I actually said, but 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 Spirit knows what I don't, that I need the extra time. I need the extra time. I need the extra time to, what did I say? Open that book, or find that book on the computer, or create that slide, or something. I need the extra time to play with my, well, he's usually sleeping, to do whatever. I need the extra time. It doesn't go to waste. Now, sometimes I actually have to force myself. They have a name for it too in the ADHD world. Revenge sleep or something. I have to
Time
force myself.
blindness. Oh,
No, no,
time
not the time.
blindness
No,
is
no, not
one
the
thing.
time blindness. I'm talking about going to sleep. Trying, making myself not go to sleep. It's late, and there's no reason for me to be no reason for me to be awake. I could lay down and go sleep, and I don't, because I keep feeling like, I don't know, like I'm missing something, or there's something else I should be doing. And even after Lovable lets me know, he lets me know when it's time to go to sleep. He starts getting rambunctious. Um, which is actually kind of funny. Um, but there's a name for that too. Making yourself stay awake, kind of thing. Like a kid. There's a name for it. I think revenge something sleep. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right, I do have another quote, and this is by Thomas Troward, and I am going to put it on the screen because it's lengthy. Every quote by Thomas Troward is lengthy, because this man he speaks in long sentences. And he said, Thomas Troward, by the way, was someone that Ernest Holmes studied. And when Thomas Troward passed in 1909, I think, Ernest Holmes started teaching Troward's work. I think it's 09, somewhere around there. Anyway, if we regard the fulfillment of our purpose as contingent upon any circumstances, past, present, or future, we are not making use of first cause. Now, for me, first and cause would be capitalized. Um, First cause, of course, being the creator. We have descended to the level of secondary causation, which is the region of doubts, fears, and limitations, all of which we are making an impression on the universal subjective mind. In other words, we're putting it out there. We're putting it out there. We're putting it out there from our own place, because you may not see it that way. But here I am in doubt and fear and limitations. I mean, people with, stuff as it's happening today. Some people are, have paralyzed themselves with fear. Some are out here just going about life like, it's got to get better. Some are just not even focusing on the better or the worse and just being in the isness of it, which is why it's subjective. We are impressing upon the universal subjective mind with the inevitable result that it will build up corresponding external conditions. We've talked about the mental equivalent, the spiritual prototype. Ernest Holmes called it a spiritual prototype. No. Thomas Troward calls it the spiritual prototype, and Emmett Fox, science, and then Emmett Fox and Ernest Holmes calls it the mental equivalent. Corresponding external conditions. There was the book As Above, So Below, and as what's coming out of me is what's in me, that sort of thing. But if we realize that the region of secondary causes is the region of mere reflections, we call it perception, that we are seeing it from our own viewpoint. It's not the truth with a capital T. Oh, we've made it our truth and have chosen to suffer with it. If we're looking at it from the level of secondary causation, we're choosing to suffer with it. If we realize that the region of secondary causes is the region of mere reflections, we shall not think of our purpose as contingent on any conditions whatever. In other words, it's not, where is it in the course? Did I bring the book with me? It's in chapter 24. Wait a minute. It's in chapter 24. Let me find it on the tablet. Let me find it. I need to find it. I need to find it. In chapter 24, where it says, it's not you. It's not you that could be tossed and blown by anything. That's not you. I am gonna find it. I am. As soon as my computer cooperates with me, my tablet cooperates with me. We shall, if we realize that the region of secondary causes is the region of mere reflections, we shall not think of our purpose as contingent on any conditions whatever, which also means that we're not focusing on what's happening out here as the reason why we feel this way. It's not because I'm having physical experiences that are painful, or because my family member, or because my friend is having physical experiences, for example, or that someone is their body is on its way out. They've made choices about the end of their physical life. That's not why I'm feeling what I'm feeling. That's not why I'm thinking what I'm thinking. Let me find that. It is not you. Oops, didn't spell that right. That's not why. It's because of what I think. Remember, we are never upset for the reason that we think. We are upset because we're seeing something that's not there. All we are seeing is our own thoughts. Okay, can't find it this way. But I am going to find it. I'm definitely going to find it. We are not, we are, if we shall not think of our purpose as contingent on any conditions whatever, but shall know that by forming the idea of it in the absolute, absolute could also be with a capital A here. The absolute is the all. By forming the idea of it in the absolute and maintaining that idea, back to what Dr. Ernest said, turn away from the condition, turn away from that thing that you're looking at that you think is so wrong, so bad, so not fair. Turn away from that and focus on the truth. The truth is what is. Let all things be exactly as they are. Don't judge reality. Just let it be. Just let it be. Just let it be. And maintaining that idea, we have shaped the first cause into the desired form and can await the result with cheerful expectancy. That's Thomas Troward, spelled like Howard with a TR in front of it. Some say Troward. He was a judge, and a lot of his work. Well, I find there are things that I find him difficult to read because he's extremely wordy. Maybe like me, huh? Uh, and I find him hard. I'm still looking for this place in the course, and because I haven't found I haven't pulled up the app yet. ACIM.org. Home Foundation for Inner Peace. I figure if I talk to you while I'm doing this, it won't seem like it's taking so long. I'm going to stop the share, and I'm going into it is not. Let's see, my book is downstairs. I could have turned to it immediately if I had the book in front of me, but I don't. So, and I know it's in chapter 24. Up, chapter 24. Chapter 24. Come on. It's amazing how many times I didn't put in quotation marks. That's why it's giving me everything. You know, if you put in quotes, it'll give it to you exactly as you typed it. It is not you. All right. Chapter 24, section 3 of Course in Miracles, paragraph 3, 24, 3 and 3. It is not you who are so vulnerable and open to attack that just a word, a little whisper that you do not like, a circumstance that suits you not, or an event that you did not anticipate upsets your world and hurls it into chaos. It's not you, not the real you, not the capital Y you, not the God self you. Because truth is not frail. You, the real you, that spirit, that essence is truth. That's the image of God, what we call the image and likeness of God, like God. Truth is not frail. Illusions leave it perfectly unmoved and undisturbed. But specialness is not the truth in you. You think you're special? You think you're special because it shouldn't happen? It shouldn't happen to your family member. It shouldn't happen to you. It shouldn't happen at your job. It shouldn't happen to your friend. It shouldn't happen to you in your life. You think you're special? Really? Well, you are, but so am I. And so is everybody. Or there are no levels, no levels under God, no levels in God. It simply is. There's no more than, less than, not better than, not as good as, not any of that. Our worth is not established by any of that. Our worth is established simply by the fact that we are what God is. That's it. Specialness is not the truth in you. It can be thrown off balance by anything. What rests on nothing never can be stable. However large and overblown it seems to be, it still must rock and turn and whirl about with every breeze. Without foundation, nothing is secure. So when we let ourselves get bent out of shape about something, it's not that something that we're bent out of shape about, and the truth of what we are can't be bent out of shape. Can't be. We are what God is. God is what we are. We and the Father are one. That has become mantra for me. But it's so I'm always saying, oh, that's God. Oh, that's God. Oh, that's God. Continually. Because otherwise I'm going to go with the condition. Secondary causes, as Thomas Trower said. But I believe it's workbook lesson 23. I believe it's 23. I'm going to check. Where it tells us that if we change the, it's not the thing. Workbook lesson 23, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. In paragraph 2, it says, if the cause of the world you see is attack thoughts, and that means that you're in pain because of your thoughts. If the cause of the world you see is attack thoughts, you must learn that it is these thoughts which you do not want. You don't want the thing out there to change. You want to change in here so you can see it differently. It goes on to say, there's no point in lamenting the world. There's no point in lamenting the problem. That person who's not acting the way we think they should. There's no point in lamenting that. There's no point in trying to change the world. No point in trying to change that person. No point in trying to change the situation. No point. Okay, so they predicted rain a couple days ago. They predicted rain. What am I going to do? Tell the meteorologist, change the weather forecast? Or better yet, tell creation, tell God, change it. I don't want rain today. I planned on wearing these sandals and this cute little skirt. There's no point in lamenting the world. There's no point in trying to change the world. It is incapable of change because it is merely an effect, what Thomas Trout referred to as those secondary causes. But there is indeed a point in changing your thoughts about the world. There is indeed a point in changing your thoughts about this person. There is indeed a point in changing your thoughts about that situation. There is indeed a point in changing your thoughts about the past of it all. There's indeed, because then, here, of course, says you are changing the cause. The cause. I am cause. A secondary cause because we're, still, this is still the body, in the image of God, but I am cause, which is why I read earlier that nothing can happen without our permission. Nothing. Neville Goddard said it a million years ago too, and then the course reinforced it. Here you're changing the cause. The effect will change automatically. It's like the mobile. As soon as you push one piece of it, so everything else starts moving. I'm not the victim of the world I see. You are not the victim of the world you see. You invented the world you see. All that pain that you're feeling, all that anger, anguish, anxiety, oh, all those A words, all, all, all that sickness, all that. We invented it because we think it's not supposed to be that way. This shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be this way. And one of the workbook lessons says, let me not be your critic today, Lord. Let me not do that. I think that's from Let All Things Be Exactly as They Are. Let all things be exactly as they are. 193. Let all things be exactly as they are.
268.
268. Thank you. Okay, tell me what 193 is, Lynn, because that's those two numbers for some reason. You see the world that you've made, but you do not see yourself as the image maker. You don't see yourself as the image maker. You cannot be saved from the world because there is no world. There's one universe, one uni meaning one. The Course says that God is the universe, and all the other teachings say the same thing. That God is all there is. God is all. God is all. God is all. We start from that point. God is all. God is all. God is a synonym. The word God is a synonym for all. The word God is a synonym for life. The word God is a synonym for truth. The word God is a synonym for energy. My friend Sarah, Reverend Sarah Bowen, now Reverend Sarah Bowen. Hi, Lori. My friend Sarah, Reverend Sarah Bowen, she says the word God is a placeholder that means everything. It's interesting. She was a preacher's kid. Son of a preacher. Daughter of a preacher who at one time couldn't even say God. And I did say now she's Reverend Sarah Bowen, wrote a phenomenal book called Spiritual Rebel. Great book. I highly recommend it. You can't be saved from the world, but you can escape from its cause. I can escape from the world I see because I'm the one who's deciding about the world I see. I am not the victim of this world I see because I'm inventing this world that I see. There's another way of looking at the world. I want to see. Above all else, I want to see differently because I want peace. I want to know my peace. I am the peace. I want to see it. I want to know it. I want to feel it. I want to enjoy it. I want to appreciate it. I want to share it. That's what I want. And if that's really what I want, back to that earlier passage, you can't just be a hearer and not a doer. You have to decide to make a change, to atone. The atonement is the only thing that we have to accept for ourselves. To atone is to undo, undo, undo. Like just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Release the pain. There's no need for it. Why do I want to keep thinking painful thoughts? And that doesn't mean not to put aloe on my knee. That doesn't mean not to do the exercise. I'm not talking about the body. I'm not talking about the body. I'm talking about this going on in my head that's going to my heart and it's causing all this pain. I'm talking about broken heart and all that kind of stuff. Stuff that I am causing. This is what salvation means. For where is the world you see when its cause is gone? Mm, 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 mm. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about anything. Anything. I have another slide. This was on Regis's Instagram or TikTok or one of them. Maybe it's Facebook. I don't know. Surround yourself with people that push you to do and be better. Now, that also to me means think about, wait, that I need to make myself that person. I need to surround myself with the truth of what I am. I need to surround myself with that, to remember that I am spirit, that I am not a body, because that will push me to do and be better. No drama or negativity, just higher goals and higher motivation. What could you not accept if you but knew? If you but knew that all things, all things, all things are gently planned by the one whose only purpose is your good. Oh, 193, Lynn, is all things are lessons God would have me learn. Those two numbers, 193 and 268, I keep, those, all things are lessons God would have me learn. So that's why I can let all things be exactly as they are. Because I can't learn a single thing if I'm not willing to accept and let things be exactly as they are. I'm not trying to learn from what I can change. I'm not trying to learn from the stuff that's changeable. All this stuff out here, it changes. Oh, I was going to put that slide, the one I was just talking about, put it on the screen. Just realized I'm not, okay. Surround yourself with people that push you to do and be better. No drama or negativity, just higher goals and higher motivation. Good times and positive energy. No jealousy or hate. Simply bringing out the absolute best in each other. It's beautiful. But what comes out of me is what's in me. And if I think I can't, if I think I have to, first of all, I can't do that in present moment if I'm focusing on worrying about the past. Those old stories, they're old. It's time to create new memories. Create new memories. Keep smiling. What's the song? Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for. In good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. Isn't that what's written? I am with you always. There is no separation. There's nothing, nothing, and no one that can separate us from the truth of what we are, that can separate us from God. Nothing. Surround yourself with love. Surround yourself with truth. Think of only the good, the clean, the pure, the powerful, and the positive. In the Bible is written something like in Philippians, whatever things are pure and whatever things are true and whatever things are lovely and if it's, if it's praiseworthy and of good report, think on those things. Think on those things. And Karen Drucker sings, when things are just too much and I'm holding on so tight, I want to just relax, give up without a fight. I long to feel that sweet release. So I turn within and pray, stop, take a breath, relax, surrender, and just say, let it go, let it go, let it go. In workbook lessons, in workbook lesson 1, nope, 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 that's not what I mean. Workbook lesson 71. It reminds us that only God's plan for salvation will work. You want to be saved? Let the past go. Consider yourself saved. You want to be saved? Think only on what's happening now. Think only on what's happening now. I mean, what's really happening now, on what you are, not what's happening, on what is now. I know, not even what's happening. Erase that. Think only on what is now. And that's truth, and that's love, and that's light, and that's God, and that's you, and that's me, and that's the reality of it all. The reality of it all, not what we can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. That's all temporary. That comes to pass. That's out of here. It's not going to stay. None of it. Nothing that you can see, hear, smell, taste, or touch is here to stay, which is why we don't seek outside ourselves. That's why we don't do the idol worship. We steer clear of that. We steer clear of that. But this moment, this God moment, recognizing the oneness in each and every one of us. Focus on that. Focus on that. That's God's plan for salvation. The ego's plan for salvation centers around holding grievances. This is from lesson 71. It maintains that if someone else spoke or acted differently, if only that wasn't happening, I could be saved. If some external event or circumstance were changed, you would be saved. Thus, the source of salvation in the ego's plan is constantly perceived as outside yourself. Again, there's nothing outside. There is nothing outside of me. It's all my own perception. I want to think that person that's going through that thing, if that wasn't happening, I'd be okay. Or if that thing hadn't happened before, that I'd be okay. If that person would only act this way or that, then I'd be okay. No, all that hypothetical stuff, trying to be away from reality, that's the pain. That's the pain. Each grievance you hold is a declaration and an assertion in which you believe that says, if this were different, I would be saved. The change of mind necessary for salvation is thus demanded of everyone and everything except yourself. Oh, I am in so much pain because that thing. No, no, absolutely not. I am in pain because I decided that that thing has more power than the truth. That thing isn't God. That thing that's not of God. You know, that famous one, that's not of God. What do you mean it's not of God? Everything is of God. How can it not be of God? Then there's no such thing as God and, remember, there's no such thing as God and. Oh, okay. There's no such thing as God and. To call upon God's name, workbook lesson at 183, to call upon his name is but to call upon your own. We can't be separate. It says to be alone is to be separated from infinity. You can't be never alone. I'm all by myself. We say, oh, I'm all by myself. I don't have anybody to turn to. That's a choice. Because I'm a phone call away. Yeah. And I know people know that. I've been fortunate enough to receive that phone call. Oh, I don't have anybody to turn. To be alone is to be separated from infinity. But how can this be if infinity has no end? Infinity has no end. No one can be beyond the limitless because what has no limits must be everywhere. Always has no direction. What has no limits must be everywhere. There are no beginnings and no endings in God. We live in God. We move in God. We have our being in God. We are it, all of it. Ernest Holmes says, to the degree that we grasp at it, we are it. One of the declarations of belief is that heaven is within us. Heaven is within us. It is me. There's no out there. The kingdom of God is me. The kingdom of God is you. The kingdom is is it simply is. And for me to think that I'm weak or that I'm incapable or that something is not as good as or something is that everything is dying or oh my God, we're forgetting what God is. And remembering that God is all there is, including my time being up. I am going to give the mic to Lynn. Lynn, thank you. Family, thank you, family. Love you.
Thank you so much, Zelma. What a pleasure to have you on Thursdays, and I'm grateful that you're just wow. And I'm just so grateful.